Hello guys. It has come to my attention, kind of recently, not really. I've known it for a long time. Anyway, there are a lot of other people on YouTube. Including there are a lot of other Let's Players on YouTube. Like, lots and lots and lots. Like, I'm sure I haven't even seen a quarter of them. But, yeah. There are some popular ones, some famous ones, some not quite as well known. I just kind of decided to give you a taste of, like, what I think of these various individuals. Or of a few of them, not all of them. There are just the ones I know best, the ones I can give my best opinion on. I'm not trying to, like, bash anybody through this. I'm not trying to lift anybody up through this. I'm not trying to be biased in any way, although at some point I will kind of be a little biased, I'm sure. But these are just basically my opinions on these various people and on how they perform these Let's Plays. So, without further ado, my opinions on these various Let's Players. First up, the guy that probably comes to everyone's mind when you think of Let's Players. He has currently somewhere between 4 and 5 million subscribers, I'm pretty sure, and it's growing every day, I believe, is PewDiePie. He's an interesting character. He's always smiling. He is always happy and encouraged. He tends to be pretty humble in his ideas. He always mentions how honored he is that there are so many people subscribed to him. He very obviously has fun with everything he does. He enjoys his games very much. He chooses his games carefully. He very much just enjoys them. Now, because he has such a large fan base, it's impossible for him to control them all and keep them all, you know, civil. But he strongly discourages them whenever they troll others, like whenever they go on, like, they cry or anybody else, Nova, anybody like that, and, you know, say how much they suck because they're copying PewDiePie or, you know, PewDiePie is so much better. He very much discourages that. He is always very complimentary of his fellow Let's Players. He lets his opinion of them be known, and he's always very encouraging of everyone else. He doesn't try to put himself ahead of anybody else. He is very humble in that. Oh yeah, also he does charities often. That's also another thing I like about him, is that he's willing to do what he can to earn money for other people. For some of the things I don't like about him are, like, his sense of humor. It's honestly, I find it rather sickening after, like, you know, a couple episodes of anything, like, because it's like every other word out of his, of course, every other word out of his mouth has to be, like, a swear word, generally F. And I'm just like, okay, I can only sit here and hear someone say the word F so many times in 20 minutes. It's just, ugh, no. And then another thing is, like, every joke he makes is, like, a sex joke, and I'm just like, ugh, enough of the sex jokes. You know, make a joke about video gaming or something. Just don't tie it into sex, please. It gets quite tiresome after, like, 3 jokes. And, like, he does his entire videos usually based around these sex jokes. And I realize that's his sense of humor, and I realize that a lot of people in the world quite enjoy that. I'm just not one of them. As I said before, this is my opinion. Yeah, I mentioned his swearing. Another thing just that kind of annoys me about some Let's Players in general, him included, is that when he plays a game, he, like, doesn't pay any attention to his stories. to the stories of the game. He just plays and screws around and just generally tries to be a clown. He doesn't pay attention to anything he is actually trying to do. So he misses out on important stuff, like important story elements and like instructions on what he's supposed to do. So like sometimes he'll be running around for like 30 minutes not knowing what he's supposed to be doing because he didn't pay attention earlier to the instructions. So anyway, that was my opinion on PewDiePie. Alright, next up is Cry, aka Chaotic Monkey. What I really like about him is that he really gets into the games he plays. Like, he gets immersed in the stories so hardcore that he gets attached to characters. And if any of them, like, die or anything, he is genuinely upset. Like, for example, when he played Ib, when Gary died, I swear, I'm rolling on the floor laughing because of how heartbroken he is that Gary died. I'm just like, oh my gosh, man, this is just hilarious. But that's what I really like about him, is that he gets attached to his characters. I very much loved watching him play To the Moon. I mean, he practically makes me cry just listening to him read the script. And another thing I like about him is that he, aside from games, he also does do reading. He generally reads creepypastas, and he's very good at it. You know, there are plenty of people out there, a lot of his fans, and I am actually included among the people who think he has one of the most amazing voices ever. I wish I could read as well as he does, because it's like he has the voice to do these creepy things, and like you can practically melt at listening to him talk sometimes. And I know he doesn't like people just raving on and on about how wonderful his voice is, but that's just a fact. He has a great voice, and that's why everyone appreciates his reading. I also like, it's kind of weird, I like the fact that he has this strategy when it comes to posting videos, because he posts only one video a day, generally. Sometimes he does two, like on Saturdays when they're going to do live stream, because he'll do one episode of whatever game he's playing, and then his live stream announcement. But generally he puts up only one video a day, and that will, what am I thinking? That will keep his people interested, and like, you know, they won't get around to where they're picking and choosing. I like this series he's doing, but I hate that series, and blah blah blah. Like, if they want to watch him, they have to watch what he puts up. I think it's really neat, and he plays whatever he wants. He doesn't let his fans choose for him. If he doesn't want to play a certain game, he won't be bullied into it by his fans. And I think that's a really good quality in a Let's Player. Let me see. He also pays rapt attention to the story he's playing, which is partly how he gets so into the stories. He really listens to the elements. He very much tries to pay attention to what he's supposed to be doing, but he also he's very quiet during the cutscenes. He just listens as they talk, and then he will make some comment on how it made him feel. He's a very emotional gamer. He gets very much into it, and I very much enjoy that. I enjoy seeing people enjoy what they play. Some things I don't like about him is the fact that he swears so much. You know, he doesn't do it quite as much as PewDiePie does, but he does, say F in practically every video at least twice, and, you know, says other things. Occasionally makes some sort of innuendo. Kind of meh. I don't really enjoy it that much. And also, I don't think he talks too much with his fans, one-on-one. Like, he'll occasionally put up, like, updates as to what he's doing, just leave that as a comment on his channel, but he doesn't actually, like, try to interact with anything like that. He doesn't, specifically go out and, like, respond to certain comments or anything like that. He just lets them all go and doesn't, yeah, I wish he was more personal. But anyway, that was my opinion on Cry. So, now we will go on to the next one. And the next guy on my list is Cinnamon Toast Ken. I enjoy Cinnamon Toast Ken because he usually picks some pretty unique games to play. They are not what everyone else is always playing. Like, he played a game called The Cat Lady that I hadn't seen anybody else play at that point. And that was a very interesting thing to watch. He also he doesn't play what everyone else is playing. That's my main point. Like, right now, he's playing Limbo. And most everyone played Limbo, like, months or years ago. So the fact that he's playing it now is kind of makes him stand out. So basically, he's kind of like Cry. He plays whatever he wants to play. And that I very much appreciate. Another thing I really, really like about him, like, it's like a super uber positive for me, is that he makes a big point not to swear. Like, if a swear word comes up in, like, a text he's reading, he will change the word to something less offensive. And that speaks a lot for me. That is the reason why I still watch him. One of the main reasons. That's the reason that got me to subscribe to him. Because I appreciate the fact that he is thoughtful enough to not swear, whether that's just his personal values or if it's just as a out of respect for his subscribers. I still enjoy that. Another thing I like is that he actually will take time to talk to his fans. At least sometimes. Like, I sent him a PM not too terribly long ago asking for some advice on something, and he responded pretty quickly, and it amazed me because I know, and he mentioned on his vlog, like, some time ago, that he gets, like, hundreds of PMs a day, I'm sure, from various people, asking both, you know, smart stuff and stupid stuff. So it made me happy. Like, it lets me know that he at least tries. And he has a second channel where he just gets real with his subscribers there. It's his vlog. He does it. He tries to do it every day, but sometimes he gets kind of behind. But generally, they're just updates on letting his fans know how his life is going, what is happening, and it's refreshing, because among the things I don't like about him are that when he plays, a lot of times his attitude in there seems a little forced. Like, if he's not enjoying the game, you can kind of tell, because he's working through it, but you can tell he's not really into it. He's only doing it for the sake of the subscribers. And, like, you know, he tries to remain upbeat all the time, but, you know, there are times in a person's life when you just can't be happy, cheery anymore. And so, you know, at times like that, I think, you know, you should take a break, not keep trying. I mean, you know, everyone deserves a break every once in a while. And I think he takes on too many projects at once. Like, he's usually doing at least 2 games at a time, and sometimes 3. And it's hard for him to keep up with all that, because it's just, he tries to keep it all up, and I'm sure it, like, leaves him exhausted by the end of the day. So I just kind of think he should, like, that's why, like I said earlier, that's why I like Cry, is that he has a strategy of only 1 video a day, not like 5, 2, 3, 5, however many. He actually, because, yeah, like Ken puts up at least 2 a day, and sometimes more. So I think he should just kind of slow down on that. So that's just my opinion. So that was my opinion on Cinnamon Toast Ken. Now comes the part where I have to really, really, really try not to be biased, and I'm going to fail utterly and completely. I am going to talk a bit about Team UDF. I can tell right off the bat he enjoys what he does. He has fun with everything he does. He, first thing I saw of his was when he played the Servant of the Dawn mod for Oblivion, and you could tell from when he, on the very first second of the very first video, he was going to have fun with this, and he did. He very much enjoys what he does. He has fun with everything he does. He remains upbeat as much as he can. He doesn't swear. Like back in the dark ages of his Let's Playing, you know, he did occasionally do some very light swearing, and then he actually personally stopped that as a courtesy to his subscribers, which, you know, lets me know that he is always very thoughtful of us. He tries to personally interact with all his subscribers, as many as he can. There are a number of his subscribers, myself included, who he actually through YouTube started talking with us, and he actually enjoys having conversation with us. He's very personal with his subscribers. They're not just a bunch of fans, they're actually friends, and that's something I really, really like about him, is he puts an effort to get to know us. It's, at the very least, you know, he tries to respond to comments that are like questions and anything like that. He makes an effort to get to know us and let us get to know him. He's always perfectly real with us. He lets us know what he thinks of something. He lets us know how he's feeling, what's going on. He lets us know what he thinks of certain things about the game he's playing, and etc., etc. Because he just likes to be our friend, basically. He likes to let us know how things are going. And he does other things besides play games. Like, well, more or less, it's kind of like he does. Like, it's kind of like he plays the game, but he doesn't actually like play it. He puts it together to make his own little stories. And it came out in the form of Tales from Cyrodiil, which is a very, very awesome, amazing series in my opinion. And like, he throws it together single-handedly, and it is incredibly amusing and fun. I very much love how he does that, and I wish he had more time and effort to work on it. Like, I can understand why he doesn't do it anymore, because sometimes you just get burnt out. But I would like to see more of just his creativity in that aspect. He's a very creative person. And he tries to keep us like updated on how like life is going and stuff. That's just, like I said, he keeps in touch with us. He's very personal, and that's just something I really love about him. Another thing things that I think he can work on. He takes on a lot of projects at a time. Like, he tries to do like at least two big games, and sometimes 3 at a time. And then he has all his mini projects and his side projects, and then all this ridiculous stuff. And, you know, I think it would be better for him if he just limited himself to like 1 game at a time, and maybe one mini project. Just those 2 things at a time. I think he would be able to manage it much better. He also, like, occasionally he'll make promises that he can't quite deliver on. Like, he says, oh, I'm going to play this game, or I really, really want to play this game. He'll mention a game, but then we, like, never see it because he got busy with other things or something like that, and it's kind of sad, but, like, I can understand why, but, you know, and he's aware of this because he mentioned, like, a long time ago, he's like, alright, well, I'm planning to play this game, but I'm not going to mention it because I know if I say I'm going to do it and it never happens, people are going to be complaining. He mentioned that once, so I know he's aware of it. It's just, I wish he, like, would just, you know, just manage time better, like, yeah. And something I don't like about his commentary style is just he's very satirical about when he comments, and, you know, satire is fine as long as people recognize it for what it is, but there are a lot of people out there who don't know that satire is just basically humor and criticism. They think it's like legitimate, I hate this and stuff like that, so just, which I'm running out of room on the camera, so I'm going to continue my talking about him in another segment, so hold on for a moment. As I was saying about, to me, that UDS commentary style, he tends to be very satirical, and satire is fine. You know, you can be kind of sarcastic, you can be critical in a funny way, as long as people recognize satire for what it is. That a lot of people don't. They don't really know how to take a joke like that. And that, I think, is part of the reason why, like, a few months ago, the creator of Blade's song, Thornin, just blew up, was I guess he doesn't recognize that UDF was being satirical in the way he was, and he wasn't legitimately saying, you know, I don't like this about this mod. He wasn't making fun of it really in any way. He wasn't doing it in a bad way at all. He was just poking fun at it, and that can be a problem. So, you know, I do enjoy his commentary style. It's just, I guess just a part of it is just I think he should just be a little bit careful, especially when he's doing something like a mod that was made by another person. He should be careful about what he says while he plays it, because it could very well turn out to be that the mod creator will watch the video and they won't get that he was joking, or they won't get that he isn't actually, you know, being super critical of it. He's, you know, just having a bit of fun. So that's just what I think. I'm just saying it's not really anyone's fault for the fallout a while ago. But, like, you know, Thornton overreacted, but at the same time, you know, it could be understandable why he thought what he thought. Wasn't anyone's fault, but, you know, it caused problems. So, just my little advice would be just be careful what you say while you're playing other people's work, because unless you know what the person's like, you can't tell how they might respond. Anyway, moving on now. The next person I want to talk about is a somewhat smaller, less-known Let's Player, but he's probably gained his popularity through Team EDF. It's Grunt. He is very, very enthusiastic about what he plays. He is always even a little hyper. He keeps himself very upbeat at all times, even when he's being like impatient or something. He's being upbeat and happy about it. He enjoys what he's playing. He's doing like mostly some Skyrim mods and DLC. He's also doing, I don't even remember what else he's done. I haven't seen much. Like currently he's doing the DLC Dragonborn, which I also recently got for Skyrim. And you know, he has a lot of fun with that, and he has a lot of fun looking at the various Skyrim mods that have been made, and he will recommend them and just show them off, kind of like what I do with Oblivion. And he really gets into what he plays. It's obvious, like, especially when he's doing like a co-op or something, you can tell he really gets into it. Like, he'll be screaming at his fellow players, just like, hey, there's people coming, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, you gotta run away, blah, blah, blah. And it's very just entertaining to listen to. Something I would recommend for him is that he could kind of figure out his own style of commentary, his own style of gameplay. Because something I noticed when I watch him is that it's kind of eerily like similar to watching Team UDF play his like Oblivion mods and stuff. Like he tends to try to make the same kind of jokes, mimic the jokes, mimic the rating styles and stuff like that. I really think, like, I can understand why he would mimic Team UDF. Like, I did the same thing when I first started out, but I think it would be beneficial for him to figure out his own, like, style of gameplay, his own way of commenting and not just mimic his friends, because I just think it would be good for him to just be more of himself instead of try to be like someone else. That's just what I see. Just my personal opinion. Alright, that was all I had to really say on Grunt. So moving on now. The last person I want to talk about is Markiplier. I really enjoy watching his videos. He has a very unique commentary style. He is very, outgoing, enthusiastic, happy-go-lucky at his playing. At the same time, he gives his personal review on what he thinks of the game, like of the Amnesia Custom Story or whatever he's playing. While he's playing it, he lets the viewers know, alright, this is what I think is wrong with this is what I like about this, and he just talks about it as he plays it. He doesn't wait to try to sum it up until the very end. So that's just something I really, really liked about him, and that's what made me start watching him really closely. Like I said, he tries to be very cheerful, and he tries to complete his games, no matter how long it may take. He wants to do complete let's plays, even of games that are like next to impossible, like Containment Breach. Like, he was trying so hard for so long to get a full let's play of that, and he could very well do more soon. Like, he seemed to be wanting to do more when he finished that let's play, but I don't know if he's going to do any more or not. I would strongly encourage him to look into that some more. He also likes to do charities, and it's very nice to see someone willing to put in that effort to help others. Like, he just did one today for cancer, and that was just incredibly sweet of him. And he tries to be pretty personal with his stuff. He just gets very open and honest when he's talking about how much it means to him to have so many subscribers, because he started less than a year ago and he's already got 100,000, and he's very grateful and humble for that. And that just appeals to me, that he's just very he tries to be personal with them, and it kind of makes me very happy to see someone like that. And he's not as personal as he could be. Like, he doesn't, I guess he doesn't really start up much of a conversation with people, but he does try. He tries to let people know how much they mean to him. Something I think he should work on more is that when he's doing his commentary, he has his face cam on. It's like he's trying to do a giant comedy act, and it feels like it's very, very forced to me. Like it's a kind of a sarcastic comedy act. It doesn't really feel legitimate that much. He does exaggerated screams and gestures at slight jump scares, and like he's trying to be funny, I think, and it feels very forced and kind of fake to me. I think he could do better, honestly. But yeah, that's just what I think of him. So yeah, that was just my review on a few other Let's Players, just a few thoughts of them. Again, I'm not trying to be biased toward anybody. I'm not trying to pitch views one way or the other. I'm not trying to make people support one person over the other. I'm not trying to start any fights here or anything. I'm just giving my opinion on what I like and don't like about these certain people. And I realize that other people, like some of the things I probably pointed out that I don't like, I'm sure some other people love about these guys, and vice versa. So it's just, I know it's to each his own, and I just wanted y'all to know what I thought of these people. If you enjoyed, please let me know. I would be willing to do this again for other Let's Players. If you want me to give my thoughts and opinions on other Let's Players, let me know in the comments. Just tell me who they are, maybe give me a link to their channel, or at least give me their popular name so I can look them up, and I will watch a dozen episodes or so of what they do, and I will give my best opinion of them. I would prefer to actually do them for a bit longer than that, so maybe a while afterward before I can give a proper opinion. But yeah, like I said, if you like this, let me know. If you want me to check out anyone specifically, tell me who they are, and I will look into them. I know there are a number of people I haven't looked into, like Downy Math and Mangami, and like Nova, and they're just people like that who it's mostly because I haven't seen enough of them to give a real solid opinion of them. So if you want me to look into those guys, just let me know, and I will do my best to do that. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all have an amazing day, night, weekend, weekday, summer, winter, spring, fall, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, thanks for watching, and bye for now.